Happy Easter, folks, and welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham Jesus Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the April 8th, 2023 edition of the SmackDown LowDown. Jackie Redmond, Matt Camp in the studio, replaying the Triple H announcement from the show on Friday, which was a great show overall, I thought. Broke down the full show in audio form here on the channel yesterday. Check it out when you get a chance. But yeah, they replayed the Triple H announcement from Friday announcing the return of the draft. Now, he did not give a date for the return draft. I would assume, he said in the next couple of weeks. I've heard from, I've seen online, maybe the day after Backlash in early May. That's possible. I guess they could announce it a month out, but I guess we'll soon see. They also recapped the Brawling Brutes win over Imperium in six-man tag team action. Megan Morant catches up with Imperium following the show, and Gunther says that they only focus on the big picture, and that Sheamus only really wins when it doesn't really count. He loses when it really counts, including at WrestleMania, Clash at the Castle, basically whenever the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. And he says they're currently focused on their mission of restoring prestige and honor to the sport. That's what Imperium's all about, blah, blah, blah. Matt Camp says that Gunther is one of the best Intercontinental Champions of all time, and honestly, it's hard to argue with that. The reign isn't even over yet, but from June to now, the guy has had, in Sheamus' words, banger after banger after banger, including against Sheamus among many other opponents, including at WrestleMania. It's kind of hard to argue against Gunther being one of, if not, maybe not the best Intercontinental Champion ever quite yet, but he's certainly high up on that list, and the longer he holds that championship, length isn't everything. I'm not, get your mind out of the gutter, but the amount of days he's championed for, just because he doesn't break the Honky Tonk Man. The fucking Honky Tonk Man, I would not say is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. He's the longest reigning. I don't know if I would go so far as to say he's the greatest champion of all time. So, Gunther hasn't beaten that respect, but we'll see how long he holds it for. Anyway, Camp says that Gunther really adapts to who he's in the ring with, and that's why he's, such a great champion. They recapped the Raquel Rodriguez-Liv Morgan tag team win over Shotzi and Natalya before they challenge for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles this Monday on Raw against Becky Lynch and Lita. Rodriguez and Morgan discussed with Megan Morant facing Becky and Lita this coming Monday on Raw, and then they back down from no one. In the studio, they hype up the tag team title match. They recap the Jey Uso-Sami Zayn main event, which was great, with Jey Uso beating Sami Zayn, aligning with Solo Sikoa afterward to take out Sami before Matt Riddle made the save. Matt Camp questions if Jey is trying to get back in Roman Reigns' good graces following their loss of the WWE Tag Team Undisputed titles at WrestleMania. He does think that Jey still has a soft spot for Sami Zayn. I agree with that as well. And he says Riddle is a thorn in the Bloodline side. They replay the Judgment Day promo from SmackDown, with all of them getting their respective mic time. They recap the Judgment Day tag team win over the LWO Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio. We hear from Judgment Day, and Balor says that he got 14 staples coming out of WrestleMania, his hellacious Hell in a Cell match with Edge. And Rhea Ripley says that's how many championships Charlotte Flair has held, and I beat her at WrestleMania, and I took her crown. And as far as why Damian Priest did what he did to Bad Bunny on Raw, he says here that he's going to hold his thoughts for Monday's Raw. And speaking of which, to close out the show, they recap the Bad Bunny attack on, the Damian Priest attack on Bad Bunny from this past week. And they hype up that we will get the explanation behind his actions on Raw this week. And Matt Camp teases Rhea Ripley defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Zelina Vega at Backlash, which I wasn't really thinking watching SmackDown. I know they teased interacting, but I didn't think it would lead to a Backlash match. I know Zelina has roots in Puerto Rico. It would mean a lot to her to contend for the championship on that show. That felt more like a SmackDown match to me, but if they want to do it at Backlash in Puerto Rico, that's completely fine with me, so that should be fine. But that was the SmackDown LowDown in a nutshell, with Jackie Redmond, Matt Camp in the studio breaking down all the action. Pretty straightforward show here, as we heard from Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Imperium. So we heard from a lot of people on this episode. They jam-packed a lot of people on one edition of the SmackDown LowDown. For a post-WrestleMania episode, I thought this week's SmackDown LowDown was serviceable. Did a pretty efficient job of recapping all the action from Friday's SmackDown. Thank you guys for checking out my review. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham Jesus Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.